So I'm gonna give you guys the top 5 reasons why I quit Lyft. I would never go back. Driver who has driven for Lyft 7 out of the past 9 years, had 2 years in between. I've been stuck with this reality of driving rideshare for the past 3 years, and it's been brutal. Would never ever drive Lyft again. Nutrition, hydration, attention for family and friends because I'm always driving. Mentally, it exhausted me and it made me get to the point that my mind is literally fried. I tell people my mind is fried. I don't really know how to explain it, but I can't really think straight. I lost track of time. That was my life. I'm talking about I lost 10 pounds. I'm still stressed. It's still bad for me. So you gotta understand, my health is important and I didn't take it as that. 4th reason, the algorithm cannot be beat. No matter how hard you try, no matter what you try to do, you can't beat the algorithm. What happens is this is how they sucker you in. You literally can't beat the algorithm. What happens is you make money the first 2 weeks, good money, you're busy the whole time, but then that 3rd week, it gets nasty. Now you no longer get ride count bonuses, those $60 for 150 rides. Bonuses you get each week, you get on the weekend, like 30 rides, you get extra 80 bucks. You get no more of those. Start taking away the streak bonuses. I haven't seen one in forever. If you do get one, it's like $4, $2, insulting. You lose because of the algorithm, you lose your chance to walk outside, hop in your car and work for 10 hours and get it over with and come home. Nope, you now have to work 12 hours and sometimes you gotta split it up in between. You gotta do 6 hours morning and then you gotta come home and chill for 3 hours and you gotta go 6 hours at night because it's so scattered and chaotic because the algorithm only allows for certain drivers to get rides during certain times. You had to switch it up and work the early morning hours, never worked for me. It was always like 1 or 2 rides an hour for $4.50. You can't beat the algorithm. The algorithm makes sure out here in the region I'm in, they make sure that you're under that threshold to get nothing but Prop 22 pay. So that $25 to $30 an hour, you just don't hit it. Just don't hit it. Unless you're doing Excel and Premier rides, the algorithm is undefeated, and hey, it is what it is. I'm not these other guys. Number 3, bad tippers. The rideshare industry destroyed the tipping culture in this country. Prior to rideshare starting, you had taxi drivers, they got good tips. If they didn't get a good tip, which was at least 20%, they were giving a passenger a case of the beats. But now that's all changed to where, because of Uber, the no tip culture, they started, now passengers refuse to tip. And I don't mind a tip. You don't have to tip me if I'm just picking you up and dropping you off. I don't care, don't tip me. But when you have me loading up your laundry, 5 bags of laundry because you're a lady and you feel like you deserve that from a man, then I'm sorry, give me a $3 tip. Or if you're a lady, I'm picking you up from Home Depot. Just had this the other day. One of the last days before I quit. Lady had 2 big bags of soil and she had a bunch of flowers and some bags. And she just walked out with the cart and just looked at me like, so load that up for her. Break my back, dirty up my car. It was only a $7.50 ride that went 6 miles, but the lady didn't tip me and I had to unload and load her. And guess what? That ride took me a half an hour to do. And it was only projected to do 20 minutes upfront fares, but it was a half an hour and I didn't get no more. I should have got at least $5. I'm unloading your soil, doing all that. So I didn't get nothing, and that was frustrating, and I was tired of that feeling, and not feeling like I'm worth anything, not feeling that value. Number 2 reason why I stopped doing Lyft, inconsistency, slow time. You have a lot of that because time has to do with the algorithm putting certain drivers ahead of other drivers depending on if you accept and if you don't, if you cherry pick based on if you're worked 8 hours already and then the person that came on, they're trying to keep your wheels rolling when you first start so that way you don't like just call it a day. But it's still time that you're not gonna get back, okay? Still sitting around hoping that you get a ride, time you can be spending with your family, you're outside because it's slow because you got all these drivers, because the app does not stop people from coming on. If they got a lot of drivers out, they should stop allowing people to turn on. But guess what? They won't never do that because they're not paying for the time that you don't have nobody in the car. So while you sit around for an hour to 2 to 3 waiting around on an 8-hour shift, not getting paid, they don't care. Your time isn't valuable. It's so congested and slow because of traffic and there's so many drivers that you're the only one that lose. So the time and when it comes to not knowing how many drivers are gonna work, this ain't it ain't it no more. It ain't it. Top reason, number one reason, pay. The pay has decreased year after year after year. Used to be a 80-20 split, then it was a 70-30 split, and then they said, screw you, we're gonna give you what we want. And then it turned into like 60% pay. Now it's almost like they take more than 50% of pay, and it's decreased every year. Like when I first started doing Lyft, I was legit doing $25 an hour doing regular Lyft rides, okay? Because most of the rides were like 10 miles, you get paid $13. You do 2 an hour, you got $26, but just say 25. And then you got bonuses all day, okay? You were happy, making good money, but then as they got more drivers hooked, got us away from regular jobs, got us used to getting paid every day, they flooded the market with drivers. Now they got more demand than is needed in regards to passengers, can decrease and they keep decreasing pay, keep taking more while charging passengers more. What happened is you have a situation that if you're doing a 10-mile ride, before you used to pay 13 bucks. Now that route only paying $8 to $9 total. Nasty. And there's nothing you can do. And they actually, with Lyft started, which was main reason why I quit, they started showing pay. So they would show before only what you made for the week. Now they show what the customer, the passenger total of all the passengers for the week, what they paid to Lyft. And I started seeing that I literally did about $1,800 that was charged to passengers. But after Lyft fees and insurance and all of that, Lyft charges you or takes out of the money, I'm walking away with like $1,000. Like Lyft's taking a huge chunk. I'm like, it's nasty work. And that's like the tips. So like, you understand, I'm literally making like the 70% after tips. And if you do a 13, just say you do a 1,800 in fares from the passengers, you're doing at least 250 in tips. That's nasty work. You know, they're taking close to 50%, sometimes more. But the pay is the main reason why I stopped doing Lyft. So if I could tell you guys, leave you guys with anything, is this. If you're still doing Lyft, do you think it's a feasible way to earn money? Think twice. If your market is not hitting, you might want to walk away. It ain't nothing wrong with working a hard, solid 2 months to save up enough money that will allow you to pay your bills for 2 months. It would be better for you because it ain't nothing good with us sitting around in a car all day, 12 hours a day, sweaty, not communicating with our family, friends, losing weight or gaining weight. And then the biggest thing of it all is they're gonna replace us eventually anyway. You already see these self-driving cars in Texas, Wamos or whatever. They're already picking up people. They're already doing food delivery. They're doing everything. That's what's coming. So if I was you, not suggesting it, be careful, be safe. Lyft is not made for a full-time person. You know, you wanna go out there and make a couple dollars on like a Super Bowl day, like you're gonna be busy in your market, go do it. But if you're trying to do it full-time, 8-10 hours a day, don't. Keep it moving, find something better. I got you, I appreciate you for taking the time because you know, to see it might make sense for me to edit the videos. You think it'll look better? A view like this. I can open our curtains all the way up. Just let me know what you think because who knows? They may be like, who's this guy? And like I said, just come on because you're gonna clip and edit it anyway. But that's all I got. Appreciate you for tuning in.